What's going on, guys? Happy to bring you another video. This is just a comparison between the new OLED model and the first generation of the Switch. So basically I just want to go through with you guys to show you the difference. The biggest thing you guys could probably tell right away, besides obviously the color, these controllers are ones that I bought. It's not the ones that came with the Switch. It came with two gray ones. The OLED comes with two white ones, or you can get another version of it which is red and blue. So same thing with the other Switch, the original one. So obviously the big difference besides that is screen size. So the new OLED, as you can tell, has a bigger screen compared to the old one, okay? And with this being OLED, you're definitely going to have a lot better colors, basically a better picture than what you will get on the original one, or if you had the one just right after they updated the original one. But there's not much difference between those two, but there is a big difference between this one and the other two. So the screen being OLED, I want to address this at the beginning of the video so there's no questions about what is going to happen to this after using it for a long time. So with this being an OLED screen, if you ever had a Samsung phone, an LG TV, or even a Sony TV, so any top of line TV that has OLED built in, you know there's screen burning. Screen burning is still a thing no matter what anyone tells you up to this day. There's stuff put in place to not affect screen burning as much, but it still happens. So if I was to leave this on this screen right now, I would eventually get screen burning. Now it is going to take a long time to get burnt in. Like this would have to stay like this for hours on end to have burn in. So if you're playing like old school arcade games and the game is just here in the middle, then you have like that border around of like decorative colors or something, whatever they do, because the game wasn't meant to be played on something like this. Those borders will eventually get screen burned in if you were playing for like 8-10 hours straight on the thing, having it at high brightness, not putting it down, basically charging it up, doing whatever you could to play as long as you could. You will have screen burn in after that. Now it probably won't be bad the first time you do it, but over time it will get worse and worse and worse. Then the screen burn in, you will see it. If you've ever had, like I said, a Samsung phone, you will notice this over time the longer that you use it. So like apps that stay right down in here, like I could tell you this Switch icon will definitely have burn in if you were to keep it on there on the screen the whole time, okay? Now it takes a long time to get burn in, so depending on how you use it and if you treat it well, you let it go to sleep after like maybe a minute or so, you'll be okay. When it's in dock mode, you don't have to worry about the screen being on because it automatically turns off, same as what this one was. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just playing it in handheld mode, or if you're taking the controllers off and just playing it normal, like a normal controller with a screen. But I could tell you most people don't probably play their Switch for 10 hours straight or whatever, that it's going to affect you to have burn in just because you've been playing the same game. Now if you're playing things consistently over and over again, you're watching a video, if the video has borders and stuff like that that stay there the entire time and you've been watching the video, you just let it play in the background because you want to play it on your Switch for whatever reason, then yes, you will have screen burn in. It won't be as bad as long as you take care of your Switch. Like me doing this video right now, having it like this, it won't be that bad, or it probably won't even happen at all. But if I do this 100 times, then we're probably gonna have a problem. We'll probably have burn in. But doing this for however long this video will be, there's not gonna be any problem at all that you have to worry about. Alright, so now that I got that out of the way, buy it as you may, but this is where the Switch is going to go with OLED. That's how you're going to get the nice 4K eventually. They're going to keep this screen. Now they'll probably do advantages. There'll probably be more advantages when OLED comes out in that 4K to help not get screen burn-in. But it's always going to be a thing. It'll never go away because it's impossible, because the pixels literally turn off compared to this. So another thing that you can probably notice, let me see brightness here. Dun, dun, dun. We'll turn brightness up all the way on both. Okay, so brightness is turned up on both. As you can see, obviously this one is brighter, but let me switch. Dun, dun, dun. Where's that? Themes. So you can kind of see the video doesn't portray it as much as it does in person. Let me get out of here. The video doesn't portray it as much in person. I mean, you can kind of tell, but you can just tell this is more of a whiter color. It's brighter than what this is showing. This kind of like faded out. It doesn't have that vibrant colors. Granted, I don't have any of these games downloaded on this because I literally just opened it. So if you saw my unboxing, literally right after that, I decided just to show you guys quickly what the differences is. So with that being said, that's the advantage of having OLED. You have those true colors compared to just a normal LED screen where it's just using a backlight to produce colors. So you have true colors on here. You have a system trying to make the accurate color that it can possibly produce, and thinking that it's the right color. This will literally make your blacks black and your colors pop. This will do everything it can to make those colors pop and make your blacks as close to black as they possibly can, because this is just turning off pixels. It's the same thing as the TV works or the phones work. There's not much difference in there. So outside of that, the controllers are basically the same. Button layout, there's nothing really changed in there. Then on the bottom, it still runs USB Type-C on both of them. Nothing has changed there. Then when you look at top, pretty much the whole layout is still the same. There's not much that have changed. Now they've changed like the volume rockers a little bit, your air intake right here, whatever, or your exhaust fan I should say, right here. Then your headphone jack has changed a little bit, but then you still have your SD card. Still runs the same SD cards as all the other ones, so you don't have to go out and buy new games. So it's not like buying a PS5 or Xbox, where now they have PS5 games and new Xbox games. So there's nothing completely different there. On the back here, I'm gonna hold up one by one. This has the old kickstand where you just have just the one, then your SD cards down here for expendable storage. Then on this one, they've changed it up, so now you got this big fan. So there's a little lip underneath here that you can stick your thumb under and you can pull it up. Then they've changed the SD card slot to be on the side now, if you guys can see that. So it just slides in. Now with this bigger stand, you have more adjustability to putting it completely flat, so it's somewhat up, and then you can adjust from there to how high you want it. Okay. Then you can completely close it using handheld. On this one, the stand only goes so far. So that's as far as the stand goes. So you only can keep it in this version. And depending on how you play, this isn't always the best just to have a normal kickstand. So having the full kickstand is something that's nice that they did. Now as you're looking at this, this does sit up. It looks like a little bit higher. I could be wrong. Nah, they're probably about the same height off the ground here, off the table I mean. So there's not really much changed. So these don't protrude any more than what the originals do. So that's all the same. They still have the little push in to pull out. They still slide in the same way. Nothing has changed from there. Now battery life will be better per se depending on the game you're playing. So the more intensive a game is, obviously the more battery life you're going to lose, especially with the screen that's trying to produce vibrant colors. My original one, this thing lasts decently long for me. I mean, I can't complain about it, but I don't use mine a lot. So if you're a person that uses theirs pretty heavily, obviously the battery's going to suffer over time. Now the OLED, obviously, it has a better battery, it should give you better battery life, because I know that when they came out with the second version of this, the battery life was better by like an hour or 2 hours or something like that, somewhere around that range. So the OLED should do better because it's not working as hard to produce a color like it is on here. Like once it goes black, it's not using that pixel, so it should not be trying to use as much battery as it needs to. So you shouldn't have any issues like that. But I mean, outside of that, pretty much everything's the same. This will be a little bit faster, but you won't be seeing much of a difference in how it works and how it plays, just besides the picture. There's literally not much difference. I mean, if you can find this one, if you're looking for these for the holidays, I can tell you this will be impossible to find. So if you find one, you better buy it right then and there. Don't wait, because it'll be gone. Someone else will buy it immediately. These you probably won't find, just because Nintendo's trying to push all these out. They want to sell these because these are more money, and they know people are going to be looking for these. Because this is $350. When this came out, it was $300, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $300 for this, $350 for this. So you're spending $50 more. Now, depending if Nintendo comes out with any of these, I'd be surprised, because right now I believe they're pushing these. When I bought this one, it was coming from Best Buy. I got lucky. We happened to have one in stock. I bought it. But if you find one, buy it right away, because it'll be sold out. If you go on eBay, you're going to pay a premium to get your hands on one of these. Same thing with the PlayStations and the Xbox. If you find one, you better buy one. Don't wait, because you'll want to buy it later on, and it's going to be more money if you want to buy it. And it's not worth spending more money for these, because you wait a couple more months, they'll have them back in stock at the normal price, and you'll be able to buy them freely. But if you guys have any other questions about what's different, just let me know. I mean, I didn't cover everything. There's probably some nitty-gritty things that I don't know about that I'll have to find about, or you guys can ask and I'll let you know. But pretty much everything's the same outside of the main difference. But that's all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Just a quick add-in. The new one does have more storage. It has 64 gigabytes now compared to the old one at 32. Just wanted to add that in. Thanks, guys. Peace.